everybody. Shane the Maverick here in my home studio with my new Godzilla vs. COVID-19 shirt. And we all know who would win. Godzilla. This will be episode 1.5 of the quest for your tone. We're going to talk about a subject with guitar and keyboard that's very dear to me, and for some reason seems to cause a bit of angst depending on who is speaking about it. If you play guitar or keyboard, or even other stringed instruments like the violin, or wind instruments such as the saxophone or trombone, or truth be told, any instrument imaginable, because music has no limits, then without question, you will have come across these amazing devices we know as effects pedals. And the purpose of this video is to answer a sentiment that I've heard expressed in many circles of especially guitar playing concerning the use of effects pedals and what's, and I have to do Dr. Evil air quotes, allowed to be used when playing music. Perhaps you've heard similar quotes such as, "Why do you need all those pedals? Is it to cover up your lack of abilities?" Or, "Jimi Hendrix didn't use such and such pedal. If he didn't need it, why do you need it?" And I'm sure you've heard, especially on online gear forums, somebody say, "There's nothing like plugging a guitar straight into an amp with nothing else," and that the use of effects pedals will ultimately destroy the pure sound of the guitar and the amplifier you're using. I've seen many videos, articles, forum posts coming from everybody ranging from simple hobbyist musicians to some of the biggest, most well-known names in the music industry. They make sure to take the time to loudly and proudly proclaim, "This is only the guitar straight to the amp." And often they'll even make sure to say, "No pedals," which is then followed by an endless ocean of people agreeing with that sentiment that effects pedals ruin the pure tone of the guitar and amplifier. It's as though all the guitar players who don't use any effects pedals have attained some secret knowledge higher than anybody else who decides to use even one effect pedal. It often turns into statements of bragging, where someone says, "All I need is the guitar and amp. I don't need any pedals." As though they themselves do not wear a diaper, but people who use effects pedals wear diapers. I have a simple answer for this musically prejudiced thought system. To anyone hearing this, both far and wide, use all the effects pedals that you want. All of them. Because music has no limits. If you enjoy the sound that a certain effects pedal gives you, then it does not matter if there are 8 trillion people over there somewhere who don't like the sound. It makes no difference. You like the sound. Indeed, the electric guitar itself is an experimental device for musical sonic exploration. The electric guitar is still a fairly recent creation. It would be interesting to hear what people said about it whenever it was first created. I'm sure it received tons of pushback from people, perhaps saying things like, "What, you don't have the power to play an acoustic guitar? You need some amplified device to do it for you and your little puny fingers?" Nevertheless, the pioneers of the electric guitar persevered And because of them, we now have today a never-ending cornucopia of sonic options for this amazing instrument. Music is about the enjoyment of it, and one of those ways that it is enjoyed is via sonic exploration. For a few examples, there are sounds, iconic sounds that we've heard all throughout guitar history that cannot be achieved with only a guitar amp and a guitar. And the effects pedals and racks and processors were made by genius people who wanted to explore the sonic possibilities of music. As a basic, first, obvious possibility of the use of an effects pedal, let's say you, little Timmy, you're 12 years old, you inherited a Fender Twin Reverb from Grandpa Joe. All you have is the Fender Twin Reverb, and though you love the amazing, high-powered, clean sound that it makes, what are you going to do for any amount of overdrive or distortion without turning the Fender Twin up to levels that would destroy the very fabric of space and time? You'll need some type of device or effects pedal to obtain the overdrive and distortion you so desire. Perhaps you wish that you could make your Fender Twin sound like a plexi. Well, in this great day and age, there are multiple pedals that will do that. I have a clip of me doing just that with the Bogner-Lagrange pedal. Another sound that cannot be obtained with only a guitar and amplifier, unless somebody knows some strange alchemy that I do not, is flanger. And in this great day and age, you can achieve flanger with a pedal rather than having to manipulate tapes around in bizarre ways to get the flanger. Here's another clip with the ADA PBF pedal board friendly flanger. Arguably one of the most famous combinations of guitar effects is chorus and delay. Again, these sounds cannot be achieved with only a guitar amp. Even if you have an amazing amp such as the Roland JC120 with a built-in chorus, that still counts as an effect, but you won't have the delay with it. Here's another sound example using the Boss CE2W Wazacraft chorus pedal and the Source Audio Collider delay and reverb pedal. Another famous fun sound that needs either a pedal or oftentimes a studio rack to achieve is compression. I'm not talking about the type of compression that comes from turning up an amp loud. I'm talking about the actual standalone effect of compression. Here's a sound clip with the Walrus Audio Deep 6 compressor. You can see this this diver guy, he's going deep into the sea of musical sonic exploration. And those were a very small sampling of the, again, endless amount of possibilities with effects pedals there are. I didn't even have time to get into things such as straight up fuzz that Jimi Hendrix used to incredible results. Can you imagine a world if they hadn't invented fuzz? Or another one used a lot by Jimmy and tons of other guys from that time period and still today is the wah pedal. Again, can't be achieved with only a guitar and an amp. Can you imagine the guitar world without wah? And then in more modern times, we've got really cool devices like the EBO, where you can get these amazing singing, mating whale, angel type sounds and infinite sustain on a guitar, which is something we always try to achieve, it seems. You can do it with this thing. And then also, a more modern invention, the Electro-Harmonix POG 2, the poly-octave generator. Certain settings on this pedal will make you feel like you've taken a trip to heaven or Waffle House. They're the same thing. And phaser, like Van Halen used, and rotary speaker, univibe, ring modulator, the girlfriend attractor. Tons of valid, enjoyable musical sounds that have to have an external device to do it. Or in today's time, with all the digital effect modeling solutions, that's a way to do it too. But again, they're still effects inside an amplifier. I cannot comprehend why one guitar player would want to tell another how many effects he's allowed to use, or to tell him that he can't use any at all and that everything that you want to do should be able to be achieved with only a guitar and amp. Your artistic and musical expression and enjoyment require no approval, no permission from anybody. If you have a pedal that, when engaged, sounds like a dolphin throwing a bag of cheese into a brick wall in reverse, and you like how that sounds, you play that dolphin cheese throwing brick wall pedal. If you like the sound of a non-master volume amp with no onboard reverb or tremolo, and it doesn't even have tone knobs, it's just got one knob, the volume, and you like how that sounds, then you play that no knob having amp. It's all good. The only person you need please, and the only limit there is yourself. Don't let old man Lars, who lives down the street, or even Bob, the super guitarist who's got 18 Grammys to his name, tell you what you are allowed to enjoy when it comes to the playing of music and what you do to achieve the sounds you enjoy. As I've stated many times, I am very passionate in the battle for the free expression of music and personal enjoyment of music. And if I can help one person get free of all of the conventions and the chains and the limits placed upon them by whoever, then I will feel very accomplished and sleep very well at night. Anyone of any age, of any time period, who may be watching this video, if you have felt trapped by the limits placed upon you by people telling you what you can or cannot play, today is the day that you take back your freedom. And if you want a pedal board that has 23 pedals on it that all do the same thing, do it. Seek and obtain the tone you want, tone seeker. And if there is anything that I, a fellow tone seeker, can do to assist you on your travels and your discoveries of tone, then please do not hesitate to call me. And also remember, with my newly bestowed time travel powers given to me by my Gibson ES335, I may be giving you a visit to help you with just that. This is Shane the Maverick, and I do approve this message.